So hey y'all, it's Shy Marie here. God has led me to get back on YouTube and also take my channel in a different direction. God is definitely leading me closer into ministry through business. And so I just got to answer that calling. So let me reintroduce myself. My name is Shy Marie. Today's video is going to be a series I'm starting where I want to uplift and encourage and motivate everyone. World right now, this economy is crazy, the government crazy, everybody losing their mind, and we need each other. Started my first business at 19 years old, and this is everything that I learned along the way. Like I said, I started my first business at 19 years old. So 19 years old, I'm in college. Throughout high school is when shows like Basketball Wives, Real Housewives of Atlanta, shows like that premiered. So I was heavily into those shows. I remember, if you remember those big earrings that they used to wear, the Basketball Wives earring with the little balls. I love those earrings. I had different variations of those earrings. And so that was the look I was into because that's what we watched on TV. So through that, I started getting into Housewives. Housewives had the hair and the Basketball Wives and all that stuff. So, when I decided to start selling hair bundles and making wigs because I had grown to love making wigs. So that's what I started to do. Started making wigs. I was very into quote unquote hustling. So that was my hustle, pull up, pop trunk, and I got the bundles or the wigs. So I was doing that. I think I did that for like maybe a year or so, almost 2 years. Made some good money, y'all. I sold out on my hair bundles a few times, but this back in the day. I'm 32 now in reference. I was 19 then. So yeah, I would pull up in pop trunk with my bundles or my wigs. And so I would take, if you wanted to order the bundles and you want to get a custom wig made. I also work and I always had a job as well. So just throughout my life, I never really just had one source of income, a job, and I had like a little side hustle going on. That's always been my personality. Although tragically, I was robbed, and that kind of put a halt on that business. But like a true boss, I reinvented myself. My wig and bundle business was going great. It was called CM Custom Unit. So CM been the name. Like that. We've been using CM for a very, very long time, but that was my name. And like I said, tragically, but we still trust God. I had a happen with my hair. Fast forward, after all that had happened, mind you, I've had this YouTube channel since 2011 when I was a senior in high school. So I kind of got back into YouTube in college. That was like my side hustle thing, my side thing, and my hobby, and also therapeutic for me, so as it is now, as God has led me back to creating content on YouTube. So, that summer I came home from college and God put it on my heart to start doing lashes and start doing makeup. Now I was not a licensed lash esthetician or anything like that. I started doing it based off of self-taught and YouTube. I started doing lashes. I started doing makeup. I think my highest gross week, I did a wedding, I did lashes, and I believe I made like $1,000. That was big money for somebody that was a freshman going into a sophomore in college. In 1 week, So I decided to go to Vegas for my birthday. I was like, I'm going to Vegas for my birthday. I done made all this money. I'm going to Vegas. So I went to Vegas. And so at that point, I was fully functioning again as an entrepreneur, but this time as a 100% entrepreneur without a 9-to-5. Because moving to Houston for good. So once school back started, I decided to move to Houston for good. I decided I was not coming back to, I'm from Beaumont, Texas. I was not coming back to Beaumont in the summertime to live with my people, nothing like that. I'm going to move to Houston. So when I got back to Houston that August, I hyper focused on school and work. And honestly, lashes and makeup took a back seat because in Houston, it was a lot different from Beaumont, where I had a lot of competition. Even though I probably should have weathered that storm and I probably would have made more money, I just kind of put it on the back burner, and then eventually it just faded out for me. In college, graduate college. I received my bachelor's degree in business. I get my degree. I got me a nice paying job. I got me a brand new car. I was good. My senior year of college, I got my first brand new spanking off the showroom floor car. I'm doing well. I had the American thing where you go to college, you get the degree, you get the job, and you do that. So I did the American college thing. So business was on the back burner again. But once again, the will of God. But I started to make wigs again. Was selling wigs, making wigs, getting my bundles from a great vendor. Burmese hair, Indian hair, Brazilian hair, the good stuff. Landed my first corporate job. Once I started my corporate job, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. My first corporate job, I was making so much money that I didn't even remember getting paid. I was getting paid every single week, and my bills were, this is years ago, so I think my rent was like $720 or something like that, and I was living good. So once again, but I would still like make wigs and stuff if you ask me to. Pandemic come, I get laid off from my corporate job. My dream corporate job, I get laid off during a damn pandemic. I was destroyed. You know what? Let me tap back into my entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is in here. It's been in here since I was a young girl, before 19. So I'm like, let me tap back into here. Let me tap back into who I truly am. So I started my sex toy shop, which is CM Adult Store. We're currently rebranding to, I was selling the roses, the men toys, the oils, the body butters, doing pop-up shop, all that stuff, making good money yet again. Using what's in here. Who would have thought about selling sex toys? I know that was not on my radar. So the fact that God put it on my radar, I was very, very thankful for that. And that made me good money as well. So sometimes when I wear my shirt, that's another thing about business. Get you a branded logo shirt or something and wear it around when you go around, because that's a major marketing for you and your business. Wear some kind of branded material, and people will see me with my shirt on, even if I don't promote it on social media or anything like that. They see me with that shirt on, they like, oh, what, you sell a sex shop? What's that? They're interested. So the end of 2023, a former friend of mine, and I actually put it on my mind to start doing taxes. I just didn't I don't want to deal with, I did start doing taxes. And so now 2025, I have finally taken the leap of faith, and I have decided to invest and start my own tax company, which is Curated Tax Solutions. This coming tax season, we're going to triple. We're going to keep on moving up and up and up and up. And moving up and up on my own brand this time. Curated Tax Solutions is live in Houston, Texas. I got my EFIN. I got all my stuff I need, and so I'm ready to go. With that being said, I'm currently still hiring, but I've also hired on a few tax preparers. So I'll actually have a few preparers that's going to work for my company, work with me now. So that's currently Curated Tax Solutions is born, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm so blessed. I know it's going to take off, and I know with this is I am doing notary and I'm doing human resource services. Definitely want to offer private services for recruiting, staffing, employee engagement, team building, risk management. If you have a small company of like 10 to 20 people, you want me to host your orientation or your workshop, that's all the services I'm offering in CM HR services. So this video is for encouragement. Taking y'all guys through my journey as an entrepreneur and, never giving up, letting God lead you, listening to God, be obedient with God. Because, y'all, it took me a long time to make this video. So be obedient to God. God put it on your heart to move in a different direction. You better move. You better move. Because being disobedient, God will set you back. It will set you back. Do not give up. Be consistent is number one. If you lose your passion for one thing, start something else. You don't have to be boxed in. Keep going. Keep trying. So, number one, stay consistent. Number two, find your niche. Like I said, don't let nobody box you in. But if you have 2 or 3 things that you're really good at, that might be them 2 or 3 things that could make you wealthy or create generational wealth for your family. Or your thing I'm going to leave y'all with is trust God, be obedient to God. If God put an idea on your head, jot it down. You see this right here? I got all kind of little tablets and binders around my house, including notes in my phone. Jot those ideas down, and God has led me back to entrepreneurship through ministry. So it's possible. If you have to go back to work to stack that bread up until it's time to go back full-time entrepreneur again, you do what you gotta do.